And I also take this opportunity to let you know that this webinar is going to be more of an interactive session. So please do, interact. If there's going to be a lot of techniques, there's a lot of going to be tools and exercises that we'll be doing. And I want all of y'all to, join and help me out, making this a more interactive session. Right. So let's go into the webinar. Right. So I also take this opportunity to welcome you into my business, with this Success with Sarnya. And this is a coaching business, which is mainly based for women, where I do coaching. I'll explain you what is coaching in a little while. But this is based mostly on coaching for women with their life and how successful they could be when it comes to any problem in their life. And this is just to help women to overcome and have a better future for tomorrow, right? So before going into the webinar, I'll also talk about who I am, because you're going to be with me for some time, and I thought maybe it's important to know that who I am. And I'm a mother. That is what I'm very proud to say, that I'm going to start explaining myself with that. Actually, I'm a mother, and I'm also a coach. I'm a certified life coach, and I'm an educator. I've been educating or teaching in a education institute for the past few years, and I'm also a writer. I write blogs and content when it comes to my Instagram, and I'm also a good listener. I know it's a skill that I am very proud of, because I know a lot of people with the pandemic and all of that, have gone through a lot of situations where they have no one to listen to. And, that is the main thing when it comes to people. You all want to be heard. Okay, so you could be a mother, you could be a friend, you could be, anyone out there, and no one is listening to you. So you don't have to really worry when no one is listening to you. Of course, there are a lot of people who are willing to help, and you could reach out to get help. But other than that, this skill that I'm really, really happy is when I hear people talk about their life, and when I hear people tell me about them, it's very nice to hear. And I'm pleased that I have this skill as well, right? But this is what I am transferred, right? This was not who I am few years back. I was going through postpartum depression. If you know what is postpartum depression is a process or a depression that you get. It's more of a negative feeling. You go through more external and internal change, where you are unable to overcome anything. Uh, as soon as you get your baby, and this is the part of your life which is very, very precious. You go through so much of happiness, but at the time I was supposed to be very happy, I couldn't be, because I was in depression, and no one was able to help me out or explain what was happening to me. And obviously, because I never knew what was happening to me, right? And later then I understood that with my family's help and all of that, I was able to understand, okay, there is something wrong with me, and I'm feeling very negative about everything around me. And so I needed help, and I reached out. And that is when I realized that there are a lot of things around us that could change. And that was also the reason why I wanted to become a life coach, because I got the help at the correct time. But a lot of people out there have no idea what postpartum depression is. And not just the depression, but there are other problems related to that. So many young women out there who need help, but have no idea where to start. So that is what I think that made me a life coach as well, right? So this is my story, this is who I am. Because I accepted who I am, I was able to come up out of it and help others as well. So if you could let me know who you are, or in a chat or something, where you could open up and tell, okay, guess what, this is who I am, I'm very happy. I think I'll be very happy to know you all as well, right? So anyone who is willing to let us know who you are, in the name, you could just let me know in the chat box or something. Unmute yourself and you could just tell me It could be just a normal story, like, you know, you don't have to be so content like mine. You could just say that you're a mother, or you're a, you know, you're a teacher, or you're a friend, or something like that. It's just opening up, and we all need to open up, right? Some part of our time. Anyone? Right. Okay. So I think you know, we'll give some time for all of y'all to, you know, have some you know, icebreaker, and then let's start, right? But you know, you need to start doing things because this webinar is all about that. It's not just a boring webinar where the speaker talks and the rest of you are listen. It's a webinar where you need to outcome yourself, and you know, motivate yourself to open up, right? That is also part of this mission, the motivation of this webinar, right? So let's talk about coaching, because right. So what is coaching? Okay. So it's a new thing when it comes to Sri Lanka. You know, there are a lot of types of coaching, but you know, it's still not very famous, or it's not very much used in Sri Lanka. So coaching is a process of helping and identifying and developing your goals to achieve in the future, right? So as I mentioned you, there are so many types of coaching. There are, you know, personal development, life coaching, business coaching, and you know, so many other types. There's mental coach, there's you know, there's even a dating coach. Like there's so many types. Okay, what I do is I do personal development and success coach. Personal development is, you know, explaining or understanding your personality, right? All of us have different personalities, and you know, you to understand what who you are is a type of coaching that I do. And success coaching is, if you have any goals, I just help you in obtaining that process. That is what a success coach is. So let's talk about comparison between coaching and counseling. I know in Sri Lanka we do a lot of counseling, because you know, if you go and tell outside, you know, you have some problems and you like to get the help from others, the first thing that they'll say is, okay, let's go to a psychologist, or let's go to a counselor. Okay, we don't talk about coaching much, right? But then there's a difference. I do have a diploma in psychology as well, so I do understand the difference between both. And so there is this it's more of same, but at the time there is also a few changes or few differences as well, right? So when it comes to counseling, uh, counseling is more about your past. Okay, so it's about recovering, healing, and understanding your systems, and you know, it's more about health and psychological factors. When it comes to coaching, it's more of your future, right? So that's what the diagram also explains you. It's not about anyone healing you, or it's not about anyone, you know, guiding you to be more accurate, instructing you, right? It's about helping, and you know, asking, and just communicating with you, and taking you to the next level, right? So that is what coaching is all about. And I feel coaching is more beautiful because in coaching you have the you know, answers for all your troubles. And I always believe that, you know, all of us have our you know, answers, and all of us have a solution within us. It's just that we don't have the uh, how do I say, patience, or we don't have the mentality to actually search for that particular point. So that is why we are not in, you know, in the mood to search our own this thing. So when it comes to coaching, you will be able to understand your own solutions, own problems, overcome them easily by this process, right? Okay, so that's it when it comes to the introduction part. So let's talk about what we have today. In today's journey, I'll be talking to you about what is optimistic, and I'll be talking to you about what is pessimistic. And I'll also talk about the mental health, why we need a good mental health, how it is going to help us, and what is positive mindset, goal setting, how you could reach a goal, or how you could have a goal and how you could successfully reach a goal. And I also finally have the one bonus secret tip, right? So all of this is gonna is what we are going to talk today, right? Okay, and then let's start, right? So how our brain works, right? So our brain is our mindset, obviously, right? So our brain goes through a lot of process, like conjugation faculties, conceptions, perceptions, thinking, judgment, memory, and so many things. And it's more of a computer, right? But I would say our brain is more of a smart computer compared to the normal computers we have or we use in our day-to-day life. And why I say is, now if you talk about a computer, I've seen a lot of programs, there's always some problem, there could be problems, and we always tend to do things manually. Whereas in our in our brain system, in our a smart computer system, you can't think of a error or something which could where you manually have to open up and do things like that, right? So it's not going to happen. So our brain is so much better than the normal processing computer that we do use in our day-to-day life. And I say this, it's also because we process a lot of information. Now we process almost a petabyte, which is almost 124 terabyte. I'm sure how you've been knowing how we process information or how we calculate information. It's in bytes. Okay, so this is the ultimate level of bytes. This is like the largest amount that we have when it comes to our brain. And if you take all this information and put it in DVDs, it's going to be around 100,000, right? It's actually more than 200,000. And when you stack all of these DVDs in top of each other, it's going to be around 878 tall feet, right? And if you see that, it's just quite a lot. So if you are processing so much of information, my question to you is, are we processing the right information? Because we are processing, and are we processing it correct, or are we processing it the right one? I'm sure most of you have heard about overthinking and all of that. I mean, I have gone through that process, and I'm sure some of you all, would do it in your day-to-day life as well, right? Let me tell you something about, a law of attraction. I'm sure some of you might know what is law of attraction, but the law of attraction is a law that talks about what you reflect is what is being attracted, right? So now imagine that I'm providing anger, right? Now this anger is being attracted by the universe. Okay, now I'm I'm quite a spiritual person, so I consider this universe as my own god, right? But you could just take it as the god itself, right? I mean, I'm sorry, the universe itself. And now this universe will observe your energy, which is right now the anger, which is a negative energy, and it's going to give you the same thing, right? That's what our God does right now. He loves giving. And it's the same way it comes to the universe as well. Scientifically, when you talk about universe is abundant. We have never found an end to the universe. So with this abundance energy, the universe is going to give you back whatever you are reflecting to it, right? And we are going to attract back that. So if you could attract negative energy like anger, sadness, or over-possessiveness, or just self-resistance, things like that, why can't we just process that information to the positive side, right? So if you're talking about processive information or positive information, let's talk about things like, happiness, self-confidence, self-esteem, all of this. When you start processing all of this, you'll be able to understand that you're going to get good or the same amount of good positive impact from the universe itself. That is what law of attraction is all about, right? And so how do you do that is how you train your brain, right? Now this is not going to just happen. Now if you're a person who is always thinking about negative feelings and all of that, which I was also a long time back when I was having the postpartum depression, everything around me was just dull, right? Even when I tried to think, I just never knew how to do it. Now that is how you do it, is with your optimistic and pessimistic thought, right? So your optimistic thought and pessimistic thought, let's talk about that, right? I want you to look at this picture carefully and tell me what you see. Can anyone type at least? What do you see from this picture? Anyone? You guys are very, what do you say, so muted. Can one of you unmute yourself and tell me what do you see here? Right. a glass of empty, right? So we got a response. Thank you. And yeah, you could say that as well. But can you see there's water, right? So
It's a
if you
water glass.
yes, right. So if you could see half filled water, half filled glass, and if you are able to see half empty glass, there are two things. There are a few things that you could identify about yourself, right? So let's talk about the emptiness, right? If you could see half empty glass, you'll be able to understand that uh, you're more of looking into the emptiness of your life, right? So it's more about the negative factor, right? But if you are looking at half filled glass, it's more of positiveness, right? Because you see the positive impact there. And so from there, we are able to understand optimistic is more about positiveness, where pessimistic is more about negativeness. So if you're, I've also been there where, every time I've also seen, some of my family members, and I've seen some friends also do that, where we are always talking about bad things which is happening in our life compared to the good things. There will be very handful of good things, but we never consider that as something that we should talk about, or something that we should think about. We always talk about the negative things. We always talk about which is happening bad. Now if you talk about, if you take the internet right now, something negative will quickly come out compared to something good, right? So if you are in the internet right now, you must be knowing so many negatives, so many this second marriage, third marriage problems coming out in YouTube and all of that. A lot of people are talking about it, well, very less people are talking about positive things right now. And that's how negativeness is, right? But if you're talking about optimistic is where you see a value even if it is zero. If optimistic is where you see light when even if it's dark, right? So it's more of a positiveness. Even if it's little, you just need to start recognizing it, right? So it's all in our mind, right? So we can actually what do I say, train our brain to do that. Now how we do that is what we are gonna look into the next one. But as I mentioned you, if I can say, if we could train our brain, there is an exercise that we could do also. Now it's not that it's every time you get a pessimistic thought or a negative thought, you just wait. You could actually tell your brain, or you could command your brain to think of something positive. Now how you could do that is to quickly think of a happy moment, or else you could quickly think of a successful moment in your life. Now imagine I'm going through let's talk about some negative feeling, right? Let's talk about I'm driving and I suddenly have no petrol or something. I'm just going on thinking, oh my god, maybe my vehicle is going to stop, vehicle is going to stop, and I might not find a petrol station or something like that. Rather than thinking in such way, this is just a normal example, I mean, you could quickly think of something which is positive. Okay, maybe I'll start finding a petrol station. Or if you're thinking about, if you're nervous about something, you could quickly think of a successful moment in your life, maybe something that you achieved in the past. If you can't think of something which you have achieved in the past, you can always think of something which you are thinking of in the future. Now all of us want to see us in the future in a brighter, happier moment, right? So you could think of yourself in the future. So all of us, you could think of yourself in 5 years time, how will I be, right? So that is another exercise that you could quickly do, so that you will not take these negative emotions inside you, or negative thoughts inside you. Now why are we trying to change this is because, remember I told you, it's our brain that does all the things. So if you keep on doing taking all the memories, the brain starts processing all of this memory. So that means that memory is going to come back again and again, right? And in for a long time scientists believe that our brain does not produce new cells, but it's wrong. Right now there are new studies that is showing that brain also produces, almost every single day we produce new cells. So all these new cells, we are just trapping with bad memories. But if you could just remove those bad memories, if you don't open those bad memories, those memories are going to get erased. That is how our life, our brain works as well. If you don't open a particular memory, it's going to slowly go behind the memory line, and it will never come back. I'm sure some of you will never remember something bad happening to you, or something good happening to you. But if there is something that you're always thinking about, you're going to again and again think of that. Even if you if you feel you shouldn't be thinking, you're just thinking that, and therefore that memory is coming to your head, right? So that is how. But now, how do you train your brain further to have a mental, for an optimistic thought? It's when you incorporate it with good mental health, right? So let's see how that could be done, right? Now, if I ask you, how happy are you right at the moment? And if I give you a scale, now this is something that we do in the coaching as well. Okay, so if there is a client coming in, we always ask, how much happy are you? If I give you a scale from 0 to 10, and 0 is the most lowest and 10 is the most highest, how much happy are you? So can someone tell me? 0 to 10, any number that you feel happy at the moment? Right. Let's see the chat box. I've opened my chat box in the phone as well. Right. Okay. So we get numbers, but generally, talking about if you are having 6, 10, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so if I'm like openly talking about, oops, I'm sorry. If I'm openly talking about, happiness at a process, and I'm sorry, right. So what I was talking about is mental health and how happy are you? And if you're talking about mental health and if you're somewhere around 5, that means you have almost another 5 number to reach. Okay, but if you're talking about higher numbers, lower numbers than 5, then we need to think how you could make it into 5. What takes you into 5, right? So let's do a small exercise, right? So I'm going to tell you to think of a chair, just a normal chair. Just imagine yourself, visualize yourself a chair. Are you done? Have you all visualized a chair? Right. Can one of you all tell me how your chair is? Or you could type me how your chair is. Very cozy. That's a nice chair. Right. So what else? Okay, so let me tell you, right? So if you're talking about a chair, yeah, armchair which is comfortable, yes, of course, that is also right. Okay, so if you're talking about chairs, and you will be able to understand. Now this was done, with me. My mentor did it with me, and she was able to understand that how quick perceptions change. Right now, some of you all are talking about armchairs, some of you all are talking about cozy chairs. Now, when I was told this exercise, I just thought of a random normal chair. And this was the time I was going through the transformation, right? So I just thought of a wooden normal chair. And if you ask me, will I go and sit in that wooden chair? No, right? But if you tell me to think of a chair right now, I'll think of a bright, either red or some, like a maroon color armchair, which is so, spongy, that I'll go and sit down and, have a nice relaxed time, right? That is how our visualization changes. So with the mental health, our conceptions, our thoughts are also changing, right? So when I was back at then, I was just thinking, okay, think about a chair. The only thing, the chair which I got in memory was just a normal wooden chair that we all sit in our schools, right? But when I think about a chair right now, and some of y'all were also able to, tell me how your chairs are. We are able to think of, different forms of chair. Now it also is conducted or connected with the, mental health, right? So earlier I was not, very comfortable with myself. Therefore, I was just thinking, not very comfortable chair. But right now I'm more confident, I'm more happy, and therefore I'm able to think of a chair which I will enjoy, which I will think, which I will use in my day-to-day life. Right. So let's go back and see how all of this is connected, right? So you see yourself having the connection. Now this is what happens, right? Our brain, which is our mindset, that processes our thoughts and emotion, and that is interconnected with your body. I'm sure so many of you all have gone through this process where you're there, okay, and one day, some day of your life, you go through this very low energy point, okay. So it could be some day where you get scolded from your parent or your husband, or something happens, or you get scolded in school or your workplace or whatever, something bad happens to you, and it's just, no one is physically torturing you, but it's just a mental torture, mental pressure that you have gone through. Now this mental pressure will automatically work on your body. I'm sure so many of you all have understood, when you're very low in your mindset, your body will also start feeling very tired, very not motivated, or not very fresh, and all of that. Why? Because it's all of this is interconnected. When your brain is not giving you the correct information with the thoughts and the emotions, your body is also going through the same process. And there are a lot of studies being happening with related to this. There are a lot of people who have gone through depth of depression and all of that, have actually had cancer, right? And none of them in the family, or genetically, they are not related to cancer, or they do not have any uh, uh, addictives related to cancer, but suddenly from nowhere they have got cancer. And the studies show that it's because of the depression and the negativity that is present in their body. Now I'll also tell you a story. Now this was something that I witnessed as well. My mom's friend, she was a very chubby little lady, okay. She was very chubby. She was very pretty, very how do I say, very smart, right? In our culture, we tend to see a lot of horoscope and astrology and all of that. And she went to see an horoscope, and she was told that in 6 months time she will die, right? And she was totally broken. Someone, you go to someone hoping to see some positiveness, you are given negativeness. Obviously all of us will go through this process, right, where we go through a lot of negativation. And she started losing a lot of weight. She started feeling very weak. She started having so many overwhelmingness. And because of that, she started having diseases, okay. Unrelatedly, she started getting diseases. Before that, she was a pretty healthy woman. And this continued for some time, and actually after 6 months she passed away, right? So obviously, if she has not gone to the horoscope, now I'm not saying the horoscope man was correct or wrong or whatever, but what I'm saying is, if she has processed that information or that emotion correctly in a positive way, and she has not given that so much of thought, maybe her body would have taken it in a different way. Maybe she could have lived few years more, right? So it's all interconnected. That is what which is very, very important to understand, right? So if it's all interconnected, let's talk about how we could produce positive mindset. And being a positive person is very easy, but you just need little help or training or things like that, right? So let's see. Now I'm professionally a teacher, so I'm going to give teach you some science here, right? So this man is a Japanese scientist, Emoto. He did an experiment with water, right? So what he did was, he took samples of water, and he exposed these samples of water with different things like pictures, words, music. But he did it in two concepts, okay. One was positive words, positive music, positive pictures. The other one was negative words, negative picture, negative music, and things like that. And then he freezed these samples, and he saw it in the microscope and took pictures of it, right? Now what do you think he would have seen? Any idea? Right, so let's see, right? So this is what he was able to see. Now if you look at this picture, can you see it says thank you, wisdom, truth, eternal, I love you, peace, you, right? All of these have beautiful crystal shapes, right? These are like really crystal nice shapes, right? But if you see these negative words such as you're full, or it's a polluted water, or something related to that negativity, you'll be able to understand that this these water crystals started producing ugly shapes, or the crystals were not very pretty to or pleasant to watch or see, right? So we are able to understand that even the water goes through so much of change. So that means we will also, now why am I saying we will also? Because we are almost made up of 60% of our body is made up of water. So imagine I'm giving you negative thoughts, imagine I'm giving you negative words in any form, right? It's gonna come, you know, your almost 60% of yourself is actually gone. Your 60% of yourself is in negativity as well. Even if you try to, you know, overcome that, you need more training, you need more help in guidance. I'm not saying you can't do it, right? You will, right? You will be able to do it, but little help is required some way or the other. I think I'll also at this point, I forgot to add this little earlier when I was talking about coaching. Now, I had a mentor who told me what was coaching, and you know, she said, if you're thinking of coaching, I'll give you 2 tickets, right? And she spoke about a different country, so but I'm going to talk about Sri Lanka. And if you're talking about coaching, and if I give you a ticket to go to Jaffna, and you can only drive, and then I give you the second ticket where you could, you know, take a flight and go off, which one will you reach first? Obviously the flight, right? So if you're talking about your goals, yes, you will reach your goals. But if you, without a help or without a guidance, you will not be able to reach your goals early. What I mean is, you might reach your goals without a coach by your own self around your 90s or 80s. That is not what we want. We want some, you know, we want to reach our goals much earlier, much, you know, much hyped out way, so that we could, you know, think about our goals in a betterment, or how that goals are helping us in a betterment of life, right? Now, in your 90s, it's not bad that you're not, you know, reaching your goals at 90s. What I'm saying is, right now you might have a different goal, and in your 90s you might have a different goal, right? So coaching is where you reach something in much faster way. Likewise, you can train your brain to overcome all of this, you know, negativity. But if you have a coach or someone helping you, or even your own self, if you know the correct pathway, try to do it, you know, and you will be able to overcome these negativity and train your brain for positive impact, right? So let's see how we could have goals, right? So I think I've sent all of you all this workbook of mine, and in that workbook, when it comes to the goals, I've given you a table. I've drawn a table with 3 columns, I think, which has 6 months goal, 5 years goal, and your lifetime goals. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time, and I want all of you all to write your goals down. You know, if you're unable to open the, you know, the PDF or the workbook, no worries. Just take a piece of paper and write all your goals. You know, you could have at least one goals for the time being. Right. Okay. So any of y'all who could share your goals with us? One goal at least. How many of y'all actually have thought about your goals? That's an interesting question as well, because so many of us never think about any goals. We are so lost that, you know, it's not that's wrong, because I was like that as well. Now, a few months back, if you ask me if I had a goal, no, I never had a goal. I didn't even think of, you know, thinking of a goal, right? Yes, we got an answer. So there's an answer where it says preparing for my next degree, right? So anyone else? Right. So, you know, it's good, right? So if you haven't thought of goals, please do have goals, you know, because you need something to run. Okay. You need something to run to. And if you don't, your life is going to be more lost. You will never have a process of reaching anywhere, right? So start having goals. Okay, so let's see how goals will change you. Right now, now that all of you all have some sort of goals, I want you to do a small exercise with me. Okay, and we both could do it because I also have goals. So let's both, all of y'all, do it together. Right, I want all of y'all to close your eyes. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I need to see the chat box. Right, I want all of y'all to close your eyes, and then we are going to do a small meditation. This is not going to be very high-tech meditation. We are just going to randomly do a basic brief meditation, right? So I want you to breathe in slowly and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, right? And after that, I want you to, when you are breathing in, I want you to take all the positiveness inside you, in you, and leave all the negativeness out. Okay, so imagine just you're doing that. Imagine that when you're breathing out, you're removing most of your positiveness, negativeness out. Can you imagine doing that? Breathe in again, breathe in, breathe out slowly, right? And then I want you to think of reaching this goal of yours. Okay, now, if you have a goal, start imagining that you have reached that goal. Right? Now, when you're imagining, I want you to sense that you have reached that goal. Now, how will you sense that? I want you to imagine that now if it's about starting a degree or something, that you're in a classroom, or if you're, thinking of doing an exam or something, I want you to imagine that you have reached that goal, right? So sense it, feel it, taste it, say a few words that you have, when you're imagining that you have already reached that, right? Now, how do you feel? How do you feel that you have reached your goal? Anyone who could tell us? You are smiling now. Yes. Okay, you will be very happy, right? But that's something, we have not reached that yet. But we could. Now, let's see how we could reach and have that smiling with us always, right? So there's only 4 steps in manifesting your goals and dreams. Just 4 steps, and that's it. Okay, you might think is it that simple? Yes, it's going to be very simple. If you think it's simple, it's going to be simple, right? So clarity. Why I'm saying clarity is because I want you to think of what you need, when you need, and how you need, and even how you will celebrate your goals, right? Because now remember how I told you about law of attraction. Now, when you are giving the information to the universe, you need to give it correctly. You need to process the information correctly. If you are just processing the information saying, okay, I need some success, that is enough. There's no clarity in it. You don't know what you mean. Now, when I said to my mentor that I want success, and she asked me, what is your parameter of success? I was lost. I never knew what my parameter was success. I wanted success, but I never knew what was success. Right? So if you want something, you need to be more clear about what you want, because you're providing this information to the universe, and the universe is going to provide you. And when you're providing it without clarity, you're going to get it without clarity also. Now that has happened to me as well, right? So you might think, how will universe not give clarity? Because that is what you're providing. That is the sense you're giving it out, right? So if you're talking about let's talk about a weight loss goal, right? So now imagine my goal is to reduce 3 kilograms in 1 month time. What I should think of is, how much should I reduce? Okay, which is 3 kilograms. When should I reduce? In 1 month time. How should I reduce? So I will think of a plan, right? Maybe, maybe like 500 grams today or tomorrow, something like that. I'm not sure how we reduce so much of weight, right? Okay, and then lastly, you need to also know how you will celebrate when you get that clarity, right? Or when you get that goal, right? So imagine now, if it's me, maybe I will go out and have a dinner or something like that, for an example I'm saying. So this is more of a clarity. You have a goal, you have a deadline, and you know where to go, what you will do once you reach it, right? Second step is about writing it down, right? Now, why I say writing it down is because every goal you have in you is about, how do I say, now our brain has two sides. One is the conscious side and the other one is the unconscious side. Whatever we process randomly is in our conscious mind, but when we start writing, when we start processing, when we start overthinking, it's in our subconscious mind, right? In our subconscious mind is more of the pathway that is will start searching for the goal. Right now, imagine my goal is to reduce 3 kilograms, and if I start writing it, and if I put it somewhere, where I could see it, my subconscious mind will start searching for a pathway to reach that goal. Okay. How? Maybe by, now maybe every single time I'm gonna have a burger or something, my subconscious mind will remind me, guess what, you told that you're going to reduce 3 kilograms, right? Now what happened to that goal? So your subconscious mind will start giving you pathways in, reducing my weight, right? So that is why you have to start writing. And I'm sure, if you're a journaling person, that's one of the greatest activity or exercise that you could do. If not, start journaling. It's one good thing that you could do to yourself. And the third step is simple, making it small, simple steps. Right now, if my goal is to reduce 3 kilograms, I can't think of reducing 3 kilograms in one day. Right? I need to think of a pathway. Now, if my goal is to reduce 3 kilograms in 3 months, what will I do in the first month? What will I do in the second month? What will I do in the third month? Or what will I do today? Will I reduce my amount of rice I am eating? Or will I intake more water? Like that, you have to have a list of goals for per day, per week, per month. Like that, you can reduce your goals. And if it's about a lifetime goal, now imagine I have a lifetime goal where I want to buy my own car, then you have to think about dividing that goal into your lifestyle. So in this month, what can I do? Or today, what can I do? Now, if I'm having a plan of buying my own car, I need money. So how can I start earning that money? Or how can I start saving that money? So you need to start dividing your goal into several steps, so that will be easier for you to get your goals in direction. And then the positive mindset of yours, right? Now you could have all of this, but if you are not having the right mindset, then you will not be able to reach it. Because most of the time, when we have a goal, or when we have the clarity and all of that, we might be doing all of this, but some point of our life, we will have this voice inside us, okay, saying, guess what, maybe we are not reaching it. I've had it so many times, and every single time I've had it, I've gone through so much of problems, right? So there was a situation where I was this close of getting something, and suddenly something, I was always thinking, am I going to get it? And I never got it, right? So things like that happen. Now, we might not think, of course, now this, I really realized, okay, I should be positive. I was just saying, I'm positive and I'm going to get it. And then the next second, I was saying myself, okay, will I really get? What will I, if I don't get? What will people think if I don't get? You understand what I'm saying? We are just start thinking on negativity even without our own knowledge, because our own mind brings a different voice and says all this, right? So this is just a 4-step. You need to have clarity. You need to write them down. Okay, if you write them down, it's always nice to put it somewhere where you could see it, or else you could also have a to-do list, and you can cut every time you do something. And another thing that I would say is, if you have a to-do list for a day, don't take that to-do list for the tomorrow, because if you just do it even once, your mind starts processing that, and it will say, okay, just one day, okay, now we could have, you could skip the next day and do it the next day, right? So it keeps on going. So if you have a plan, you have to stick to that plan, and then you divide it into small steps. You have a plan, and then you have more positiveness in you, right? I'll be talking to you about how you could continue being positive, and sustain yourself as a good positive mental mindset in a little while. Right now, that comes with reaching your success towards goals, right? So if you're reaching your success towards your goals, you need to understand why it is important, right? Now, as I mentioned you, if you are talking about success, you need to have a parameter. What is success? Why is it important for you? And you need to start realizing how you are going to reach that success as well, right? So let's talk about that. Right, so I have a formula for that, and my formula is, this is the formula that I always use in myself as well. So this formula is desire, okay, and belief and action, right? So I'll explain you what it is. Desire is when you really want something. Desire in simple term is wanting, right? So if you want something, what do you want? How much do you want? Right? And then if you're talking about belief, how positive are you? Now, if you want something, how much do you want? How do you want? And are you positive about it? Right? And then action is, now when you have both of this together, you're ultimately putting it into action plan, right? So that is also important, right? So if you want something and you believe it that you will receive it, ultimately you need to be believing it, not like me, but you need to start believing it completely. Then both of this will automatically start working towards your action plan, right? So that is my formula, and of course it could work for you as well. So let's see how, in 4 steps we could reach that goal, right? The first step is affirmation, right? Affirmation is nothing but your simple statement, right? There could be statements that you could be saying to yourself, simply, I'm good, I'm positive, I'm keep going, right? I know so many of you all do that, and I know some even write that every single day. Do you all do something like that? Is there anyone who does things like that? Do you all have any statements that you say to yourself, regularly? Right. So there are some answers as well. Yes, you could start saying this. This is also making or sustaining yourself into positiveness. Now, when you keep on saying this, again, your subconscious mind will collect all this information and keep it with you. And what it will do is it will start processing that information again and again, and therefore it will start working accordingly. Now, when you keep on saying something, it will start happening to you. Now, imagine I'm saying, let's say that, I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong. I'm actually going to be strong at some point of my life. Or, at that moment itself, I might feel very strong because I'm saying the same word so many times, and that my brain will start believing is she's saying it, so actually she is, right? So that is a great work. And, you could even, having these verses, or like a motivational verses somewhere in your where you could see all of this is also a great tip, right? Then you have gratitude, right? Now what you do with gratitude is where you say thank you to the blessings you have, even to the blessings you will get in the future, right? Because now if you have no idea of saying thank you, then there's no way you're going to get anything more, because you're not happy with what you are, what you have received so far. Only when you're happy we are going to thank others, right? Now imagine I get something that I'm really happy about, you giving it to me. I'm going to thank you. But you imagine you're giving me some overload work. Do you think I will come and say thank you to you? No. We'll most probably we might not be able to say thank you. So therefore we need to understand, now when whatever we received so far, right, we should start saying thank you. And we should always say thank you for something that we are about to receive as well. Now if you have a goal of reaching 3 kilo, reducing 3 kilograms in 3 months, you could start saying thank you for the perfect weight that I have reached, or thank you for reducing my weight. Now that will also make your subconscious mind believe that you are going to reach that goal, right? So that is also something that we could think about. And I also tell my clients to do 2 things. One is to have a journal, a gratitude journal. Now in this journal you could write all these steps or all these things, and you could have it in there. And you could also think about this gratitude jar, where you could have a small glass jar, or a jar where you every single day maybe you could write a note for yourself, like maybe a thank you note for something that has happened in that particular date. It could be simple as getting a piece of cake, but you need to be thankful for that at least, right? And you could, fold it and put it in your jar, and maybe for your next birthday or sometime where whenever you feel you need some motivation, you could actually open them up and read. And that is also a great way to keep you motivated, right? And then you have meditation. Now meditation, you don't have to think about high tech meditation. Now when I was doing meditation, which I recently started, I don't go too much into meditation in the sense, like, I know people who do a lot of meditation, who do a lot of upgraded work. But what I mean is just closing your eyes, maybe breathing in, breathing out slowly, okay, and trying to freeze your mind. Now what our brain does is our brain starts thinking one or the other things, right? So try to relax your brain, try to obtain information from the environment. What is the environment saying? Listen to the music of the environment, listen to sounds from the environment. That way we are controlling the thoughts of our brain, we are just bringing it to one process. So that is also another good way when it comes to meditation. Now when I was small, we used to do meditation in our school, and I used to always close my eyes and see, then quickly open one eye and see if someone else is, if all of them around me are actually doing the meditation. So things like that could also happen. So that's why I say, now when you're doing meditation, make sure that you're switching off your phone or anything that could distract you, and just try to relax your brain. You don't have to think it in diverted way, but you could just make sure that you are uh, trying to slowly process whatever which is around you, and remove all the thoughts and have a clean slate. Okay. Another way to make sure that you freeze your brain is where you could think about a white paper and a black dot in. So you could start keeping, keep that, focus yourself in that black dot, in that white paper. So that will also make you, more focused on what you do, right? And then you have visualization. Visualization is just as we did a little bit earlier, where we visualize that we have reached our goals, right? So likewise, you just visualize what you want to be in the future. Now if I think about myself, I'll start thinking about, maybe having a car, maybe having something like that, right? So you have to start visualizing yourself in the future. How happy are you? All positive. Don't go to visualize yourself in the negative form. I had a client who did that. Okay, she had an extreme fear of her future, that every time I tell her to visualize, she'll start visualizing everything in negative form. She'll visualize, oh, what now, something will happen to my mom, or something will happen to my dad. She'll think something will happen to her, even a pet, right? So she starts visualizing in the negative form. Now that is not what we require. We want to sustain it, the success. So we want you to, start visualizing yourself in a positive form. Why I'm saying to, visualize it in your positive form? Again, your subconscious mind is going to take all this information and process. So if you're again giving you wrong information, the universe is also going to give you the negative form. So you need to start visualizing yourself in positive form, right? And you could take visualization and meditation together, and you could incorporate both of it and also do it. So if you are doing a simple meditation or in the morning or before you sleep, you could take that time where you are very you're controlled your mindset without overthinking of anything. Then you could start visualizing yourself as a better person, or whatever the goal you have reached, or something like that, right? And then we're going to the last topic of today is the bonus secret tip, right? So the bonus secret tip is something that is very useful. I think most of us never think in such way. Anyone can guess what this bonus tip could be, or anything that you could think out of this as an important point that I missed so far? That could be the bonus tip as well, right? So anything that you like to add? Anything you like to add? What this bonus tip could be, right? Satisfied with what we had? Yeah, similar to that, right? So we are going to talk about something similar to satisfaction, but little bit more incompact. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story right now. Okay, right. So I'm sure so many of you all would have seen this movie, The Kung Fu Panda, right? So in Kung Fu Panda, there is this Pooh and his father, who is Mr. Ping, right? So Mr. Ping has a soup shop, if you remember the movie, and he makes so much delicious soup. In that whole area, his soup is what is most sold, and a lot of people believe that he had some secret ingredient, and that was why his soup was so delicious. So Ping one day actually wanted, or Winnie the Pooh one day already one day wanted to know what this secret ingredient is. So he opened the scroll where the secret ingredient is written, and he opens to see it was empty. And he asked his father, I thought you said there's a secret ingredient that you put, and what happened to that? And when he's opening, he could see his reflection. So Mr. Ping says, there's no secret ingredient. There's nothing called secret. And then he says, wait, you can't say like that, right? Because everyone thinks you make the special soup here. And he says, to make something special, you just have to believe it's special, right? I want you to read that again and see. Okay, to make something special, you have to believe it's special. So if you're planning to make yourself special, okay, if you're planning to make yourself the best, you have to start believing yourself special. So the secret bonus tip is actually you. Okay, all of these tips that we spoke about, the optimistic, the potential thinking, or the positive thinking, your mental health, all of that is interconnected with you. And you have to start thinking that you are that special person, that you are worthy of that special person, being that special person, right? No one else is going to do that for you. You have to first start thinking of yourself. And I'm sure so many of you might have gone through this process where some of you have heard people telling you you're not good, or some people might come and tell you they're criticizing you, or some people might come and tell you, guess what, you're not going to achieve this, guess what, you're something negative about you, or some people don't even tell it to you. Some people just go behind you, they are going to talk. So what I would say is just leave all of that, right? Because when you start thinking of yourself as special, people who are talking behind you are always going to be behind you. Whom you are as a special person, you're going to move forward, right? Because you believe in yourself, right? So start believing that you're more special, you're more important, and you're more lovely, all the positive thing about you. If you start believing this, you will start getting all the others one by one, which I also actually started, right? So when I wanted to change myself, the first thing that I did was self-love, right? So if you want to think of yourself special, there are two things that I will tell you to do. One is self-motivation and one is self-love. So let's talk about self-love, right? So I know so many of us are there, we think about others, and we think about how we are supposed to be perfect for others, how we are supposed to be good for others, in the best version we want to be for them. But I want you to be your best version for yourself, right? I want you to first think of yourself as the best person and how you are good for yourself, right? So you could start thinking of yourself in simple ways, like affirmation or statement that we mentioned earlier. Or you could start thinking of having positive energy, visualize yourself in the best way possible, just having gratitude of what you have received. All of this could actually make you increase your self-love. So look after yourself. Sometimes what I do is I just look into the mirror and I start observing myself more, right? Because we are in so much hurry, we never look ourselves and we never observe ourselves. It's actually that time we realize so many things are changing, right? So take time for yourself. First realize that you're more important, you're special. Okay, second thing is the self-motivation. Let's do a small exercise, right? So I want all of you all to reach your hand, your right hand or your left hand, whichever hand which is what is more prominent for you. Okay, reach your hand like this, like in front of you, right? All of you could do this. right? And then once you do this, I want you to bend it in your in your what do you say, in your in this level, and touch your elbow. I mean, sorry, bend it in your elbow. I mean, bend it in your this thing and touch your shoulder. I'm sorry. Okay, and start tapping and say keep going. Okay, that is self motivation, because you cannot think of someone else is going to come and say, okay, you did something good. No one has time for it. Okay, even in our families, they all of us are different individuals. We have no time for if you are having some such people coming and telling you you are blessed. Okay, so be gratitude to that. But if you are not, just self motivate yourself. Imagine that you are there for you, and you are more special, that you have reached it. If you have reached your first goal, self motivate yourself, tap yourself and say very good, keep going on, because that is what is going to increase your motivation, right? You need someone to we all want that person to come and say good about us. We all want someone to come and say we are happy about what we have reached. But not everyone is going to be there for us. So you first have to be there for yourself. You have to first start motivating yourself, caring yourself, feeling that you're special and all that. And then rest of it will come and fall, right? So I think we are up with the time as well, right? So that is that, right? So that is my takeaway message that I want you to take with you. And this is my message for you, right? Let's go back, right? This is my message for you. My message is to have a great life starts with a great mind. To have a blessed life starts with a blessed mind. Okay, and that is what I do in my services. I help you to give you the best life you want with the best mindset, right? And I always believe all of us are special. Okay, and all of us we have so many difficulties that we need to overcome as women, right? Now, if you're a mother, if you're a friend, or if you're someone in the family, sometimes you might not be able to get what you really want, but you just need to empower yourself, right? Because that's why we are more special, right? And when you start empowering yourself more, you will reach your success more, right? So that is my message for you. And I have it's coming to the end. I also have a free discovery call. So if you feel you need this this webinar is helping you, and if you want to reach out more, or if you feel there is someone in your family or friends that who might need this help, please tell them to connect me with my free discovery call. You could also come and visit my website, or you could email me. And if you're not part of my Instagram family, do come and join me in my Instagram family, because I do a lot of videos, and I do a lot of coaching tips and related to that in my Instagram family. So do come and join me there. And I also have another free webinar coming. It's about creating your vision board. I'm not sure how many of you know what is a vision board. It's similar to goal setting, but it's more in depth. I've tried this so many times; it has helped me, and therefore I thought maybe I should, try doing it with all of y'all as well, right? So if you really want to join this webinar, I will be able to send you an email where you could join, and this you will be at home doing your own, vision board. So I will, before the webinar, I will inform you what you need to do in hands-on, how you could do your own vision board. And maybe while I'm doing mine this side, virtually, you could do yours on the other side manually, and we could both do it virtually, right? And I also have another program coming up, which is the 21 days positive mindset. Okay, it's going to be how you could improve your positive mindset. And it's a group coaching process. I'm planning to take only 3 to 5, so that all of us will be able to have the best out of that time. So this coaching process will take I'll be doing online coaching sessions, like manual online Zoom call coaching sessions with each of them, and group wise as well. There'll be worksheets. We'll be doing a lot of techniques, some of that like what we did today. And I also have the, the final day will be like a surprise workout day that we'll, work all of us together. So if you're interested in this, it's just 150 rupees per day. So do let me know. I will send you an email with all this information. Why 21 days? Because, any habit you're planning to do, if you do it for 21 days, it stays in you. That's why it's always about 21 days. So if you want to have a positive mindset for the rest of your life, okay, just having it in 21 days could help you do it for the rest of your life. So that is why 21 days. So if you're interested, do let me know. Other than this, I also have one-on-one coaching sessions. I do, like privately with one person, I do a coaching session. Most of my packages are very, very affordable. I also do, group coaching. So if you want, like something like that, or if you have friends and family that you like to sit and, encourage or help each other, or else you could, if you're part of an organization, you could call me and, maybe I could come and do process there as well. Right, so that's it. And I think I've spoken all that, and we have little time more. So questions and feedback. Any of you all have any questions or feedback that you'd like to say? Feedbacks are always, taken with appreciation. Let me see if I wanted to say every single thing is being mentioned. Yes. Anything that you all like to ask? Any questions? Any doubts that you all had? You could unmute yourself or type it in the chat, and I could, help you out, give you some tips if you like. Anything? Are you all typing, or you all, anything that you all want to say? You all want, it seems like everything is very clear. Right, so in that case, I think we could finish the session, but if you feel there is something that you want to ask, you could send me a private chat. Most of you all have sent me private chat. So yes, you are welcome to send a private chat message, so I could, help you, guide you with anything that you like. Right, so since it's the end and none of you all have any questions, I think we could wrap it up. And thank you for all of you all coming and joining me. It means a lot. This is my first webinar, so I might be nervous. I might have, stumbled some words, but thanks a lot for coming and, spending some time with me. And I hope this helped you in some way. And I hope you could come and join my next webinar in the future as well. Right. So believe in you, believe that everything is going to happen for the good. And I wish all of y'all the best and good luck, and God bless you all. Okay, so let me finish the session.